Ugh, and roastness in my throat, possibly from drinking a milkshake. Hello and welcome back. I'm just make sure we're up and running. Drinking a milkshake. That'd be yes. We are going to finish off what we started today. I know it's fairly late, but I'll sleep in tomorrow. Whatever. We have no plans. For the morning at least. If you missed part one, I have to relabel it because I didn't part this chapter. There's a part one to this. I had to leave to take someone to a doctor, and we've been out all the rest of the day. So what we're doing here is we're checking out the map. We've already been over in first order. We were headed towards the Pumpkin Bridge, which we'll do here in a minute. We got past this area. Notice over here there is a bridge, but there's no water over here, strangely. This leads from this area, and this lake has been completely drained. Now, this wasn't always drained like this. There's a fountain over here. This place really hasn't changed, other than its water's been drained. Is the water supposed to come from somewhere else? Upstream, maybe? No, not really. This is the original water. There is a thorn over here. This could be where the water has gone to. The thorns seem to be taking a lot of the water supply. So this creek down here has been completely drained. And there's nothing all the way out into the ocean out here. Interesting to see. We do have the turd bird locations. It's Halloween decorated. Um, get out of there. There's no food in there, man. What are you doing, Starjetter? You're cute. What did you need, huh? Um, there isn't a Halloween shop really anywhere, but everything's been decorated Halloweenish, Halloweeny. So we come over to the bridge. This bridge is currently called. Hello? What's that noise? I don't know if y'all heard that. That was really weird. Anyway, we come over here to the bridge. The bridge is. I'm having issues. Hold on. Hold on. I'm having issues. Testing. Testing. Okay, I don't know if y'all could hear that crap. I was apparently attached to something else. These earphones to just stay attached only to the PlayStation. Anyway, if you come down here, you'll see that a lot of locations like these have these boom boxes. And oh, I'm about to lose my phone. I will be doing this without my phone the rest of the night. So hopefully we just stay on and we don't lose any connection. Of course, we have the thorns from the Thorn Lady. As I was saying, it's the same thorns and pumpkins we saw in chapter 5. Takeover, so we're assuming the Thorn Lady, aka Doja Cat, has been trying to take over the place for a while. Wherever there's pumpkins and thorns, there are patch vines from pumpkin patches. It's taking over the bus over here. Nothing really in this bus. It's lifted. This has already been tilted, so it's not the pumpkin's fault this is tilted. It just looks like it is. It's lifted up this bus completely. Down here we have more pumpkins. It's not entirely sure if the pumpkins are sentient, and vines are part of their things, or if everything is just decoration for the Thorn Lady. The thorns are just hers. But pretty cool looking. It's very good design. Very good decoration design. It looks cool with it wrapped around all the pylons like that. Let's see, what do we got? So we got over here. We have the Academy, which when I saw it last time, I swear this was something else. So there's something. I thought the Academy was taken over by Thorn. Oh, this isn't even the Academy. This is the freaking Utopia City. So yes, this is Utopia City. Nothing really there. Is back to normal since the bugs. We have some decorations, of course. Not much down here. Just shows that the vines are actually underwater. They don't have the texture, it looks like, but it may just be because it's underwater. We're just going to continue down this road here. This is where the Mortal Kombat pit was. Not much over here. We have a little bit of thorn growth over here. There's these towers that have been here forever. Part of the Asian theme that this island was based around. Something down there on the ground. Um, Over here we have the Kappa Pickle Co. It's been completely revamped. I don't know if this is the original Kappa Pickle Co. If it is, it's been completely revamped. It used to be just a bunch of buildings with pickle stuff over it. It is now more or less down here. Oh no, so that is down there. The Kappa factory is still down there. So this is separate. This is just a stadium. Am I in the right place? I am about a foot down from that thing, so yeah, that's the right place. This is just a stadium they made. Here you're gonna see the pumpkins are coming to watch two pumpkin piles play tennis or pickleball, whatever the hell floats their boots. The fuck is pickleball, by the way? I don't really quite understand. Then this is the pickle factory. It's been here for a while. This is where um Big Deal came from. These piles of pickles, and it really hasn't changed at all. Just offices and stuff. I don't remember if it was here during chapter one. Positive, almost positive it was chapter two. Oh, we got some more pumpkin patches down here and thorns. Over here we have some relative Japanese areas which remained. I see that. Hold your horses. Make sure we're not forgetting or missing anything. We still have some OXR places. This is still being rebuilt after the war with the bugs. Some of them like they're pretty much all finished. Over here we have Freaky Fields. It is basically the Freaky Fields we had last season with Jigsaw. Only I believe there's much more thorns and pumpkins about, and no Jigsaw. This is actually the same Jigsaw house they had, which is actually a ripoff of a house from the old Fields place. Um, Not too much in here. I believe right here where the Jigsaw's TV used to be is now a reference to the ring. This guy popping out of it, where Samaro would pop out of my god, slow me down just a little. Out of the ring. Over here we have a pumpkin being tossed in the fire. This could be a reference to Chucky, where Chucky's tossed in the fire in the first movie. This is the end, the friend. Over here we have a shadow being cast by a robot. I don't know if it's a reference to something. I don't know. Babadook? Who knows? Not really. I don't know how that would be Babadook. References. We have a pitchfork. I don't know if pitchforks have referenced anything. Handles, pictures, upside down picture. Pictures are upside down. Interesting. Somewhere around here is a stairway. Let's go room by room. Oh, this is the floating room. We actually saw this when I was live the other day. This room has a bunch of floating items in it. Poltergeist activity, I guess. And there's a sealed bear in the middle and a candle. Across the way, we have a porter potty and boxes. I don't really know what's going on here. We have one person wearing a pumpkin. Oh, that's too bright now. Here we have some robots seemingly doing like experimenting on a scarecrow. And back here we have a giant bear and some little bears. Actually, bears and other stuffed animals. And the bears have been like a sentient storyline since the very first game, so I know what they're doing here. The robots are the current storyline for side characters. Here we have a desk underneath an upside down picture. What? What? That's actually quite freaky. Oh, okay. So here we have a mirror. The mirror, for the first time ever, appears to be showing a reflection. It's like the clearest reflection in all Fortnite, but it's fake. This is what we call a third. I don't know what they used to call it. What it is technically is they build a 3D room beyond the mirror, which you can only see through the mirror. There does not actually be the room on the other side. It's like a 3D picture you can see through a window or TV. And in it, they have a floating robot dude, which is actually kind of freaky. That is amazing. The attic. Excuse me, it's late. There's not much in the attic. Oh, it's just candles down there. Of course, we got freaking thorns everywhere. Jason can appear here. I've seen Jason here once, twice. Oh, we can't go inside the thorns. I thought we might be able to. Down here, we have another ghost sighting. That's gotta be. So here we have a picture of uh, a shadow of a what do you call it, scarecrow with a pitchfork in his back. Might be a Mike Myers reference. Couldn't really verify that. Mike Myers does see a staff the pitchfork once. Only one I can think of. Here we have a scarecrow peeking out. The heck? There's some boards. That's pretty much it there. We come over here, we see some more patches. Okay, no, this is a house, one of the OG houses. Oh, this is a crab rave. How much over here has been changed at all? Crab raves, some Highland houses. It's a very, very pretty island. I will admit, I will miss this island a little bit more than I missed the last two. Honestly, I've gotten used to and memorized all the island spots. And here we have another waterway. Nothing really happening in this waterway. If we follow this over here, so this has a bit of a story. We've told this earlier during the overview of the cards, but might as well tell it again since this is secondary. We also have an OXR outpost here, watching the place because that's where the bugs originated from, as well as a patch of thorns is over here for a little. Might grow out. So this wasn't the forest, I don't believe originally. I think the dark forest was up north. I don't remember exactly what this was. I can actually look it up. Oh, my phone's on. There is no phone charger, so I can't look it up. Okay. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna look it up. Won't be able to look it up. Sorry, guys. Um, but I don't remember exactly what this place was. In Diego's rise to dominance, it became a big demon shogun area. Had a big tower right here in the middle where you could fight Diego eventually. Had a lot of his henchmen running around. At the very end of his storyline, this is where the tentacle popped up and was defeated. When that tentacle became defeated, it became one of the hive areas and started spawning bugs and whatnot. But like most of the places, the hive is healed and there are now floral places in it. It also seems to be a preponderance of pink, purplish, unnatural plants. They don't match the cherry blossoms over there. They're just unnatural. We don't know if maybe they're related to the demon realm or possibly to somewhere else. It wouldn't be the first island to get hit with random purple plants. There's this bamboo area that's been kind of over here this entire time. Come down here. There's this weird island. There is looking that way. He expects to see something. I don't know if it's an old Easter egg or a new one. More thorns. More thorns next to this area, which appears to be a governmental facility of some kind, like an AIM facility or such, and more government facility over here. Interesting. I think we're over here, so I've never really noticed it. Ooh, we have a parachute. Parachute has no symbols. Cargo has no symbols. Hmm. So we come over here. Whoops, they made that off. We have another thorn area over here. Over here, we have one of the last intact original areas. This was added on in the first one, and his biggest change was having Darth Vader sit in it for a while, but he didn't do anything to the buildings. The buildings are still intact. I think there used to be a demonic portal here that would spawn Shogun, but that was destroyed a long time ago. Still down here, nothing important. So I'm heading to. So this is a completely different. Over here we have more references. So this is a ghost face box. It'll show up in two-ish, three-ish areas of the map. And if you pop in, you become Ghostface. I think you saw me doing it earlier if you were watching. Um, here we go. Um, just a little camp finding area. It's not another place I visit too often. I really got to say, there's just so much to this island and so much diversity. There's some places I didn't really get to visit. I don't know if this has been here the entire time or how long it's been here. Like I've been down here, but up here I'm completely stranger to this track. This track might be new. This track might be old. I honestly don't know. I've never really been up here. Here you can see that two echoes are fixing it and stuff. Then here's the little fishing island. Oh, by the fishing island, shit. Fishing wharf. If you go over here, we have Outlaw Oasis. It's a little kind of spring area, um, judging by the name. Still run by the Outlaws. It was kind of where the Outlaws set. Another sporting place. This one appears to be soccer, foosball. Land. We have some boats down here. One boat returned, one beached. Here we have Viney Shafts. You can see it's still run by the Alpha Mining Company, meaning its identity wasn't removed, but it's pumpkined up. But we have something over here, which is the how you say, give me one moment, hold on. I gotta do something real quick. Sorry about that. I am back. So anyway, before we got distracted, this is the Alpha Mining Company. Way back in the beginning of the season, it wasn't anything. I don't think there's a mine here. If there was, I don't remember it. I honestly wish I had something I could play off. Let's see if I have any kind of C chords real quick. Oh, I do have a C chord. I know exactly where C chord is. Right in the front of my thing. So I need somewhere to plug this in now. Guess what, kitty cats? Y'all are in the way. Y'all are in the way, the Cassie Bray. Does this C chord work? Yay. So what we're going to do is then move over here. Fiddles. Don't get into that. I'm moving things around. Hold on. And someone left their earphones right there. And the kitties have run away. So if I go to chapter 1 over here, let's see. Chapter 6, season 1 map. If I go to the chapter 6, season 1 map. Okay, so we're going to go over a little bit of what we've already gone over in the map area a bit. Over here in the Caldera over area at the top right, there was still a Caldera, but it was known as Demon's Hole Dojo. There was nothing on the top where the First Order base is. Demon Dojo was a small place in the south part. Everything else kind of remained the same. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, weird. Huh. Um. So yeah. If you go south, the bridge we used to be called Shining Span is now Pumpkin Pass. Um, and the south over there, Ricky Fields didn't have much. Used to be Hopeful Heights down there. Hopeful Heights, Hopeful Heights, Hopeful Heights. Was that the place where I think that would be the place where yeah, that was the place where there was a bank in one where I believe it used to be a city for Hope, and I believe that's the place, maybe the place where the Mortal Kombat shit was the, the acid pit. Oh, those are gone. Or no, they're still there. So these mountains. So Mass Meadows used to be to the right of those mountains where JV Domain is. Mass Meadows was the place. That's okay. So no, Hopeful Heights was its own city. Masked Meadows is the place where the um acid pit was because that's where the masked person went up. When he created his demon domain, he completely destroyed the Masked Meadows and not JV Domain, the demon domain, or whatever you want to call it. Canyon Crossing. We completely missed Canyon Crossing. Hold on here. We did. We need to go back and do Canyon Crossing. It's just right next to Shogun Solitude. And we missed something there. So we'll come back to Veiny Shafts here in a minute. Just, I know what I'm saying. Okay. So we missed a bunch of stuff over here. Next to Shogun's area. So Shogun's Solitude. We head south here. We'll hit Canyon Crossing, which has been a city that's been here forever. Really hasn't been changed too much. There's some pumpkin decorations. This is a good thing considering there is an OXR base up here, which means there's probably some bug issues up here. And there is now one of the Thorn Lady's areas of dominance up here, full of thorns. This is the place which has the wolf statue. Again, this wolf statue was born. It was either crafted by Kato Thorn out of the mountain that grew out of the gold, or it was crafted by the gold mountain itself naturally. Now it is spewing out bloody smoke and has been powerful looking eyes. And look at this thing as it runs. Cool looking, huh? Let's see if we can get it back to daytime here in a minute. Yeah. So north of Canyons Crossing used to be Warriors Watch. I don't think that's there anymore. Oh, that's no longer there. There's an OXR thing here now. Yeah, that's right in front of it. So Warriors Watch was replaced by an OXR area. This is now like containment facility place or something. Yeah. And if we go left as birds, this is where relatively the original night shift force used to be what it looks like the other place is being turned into. Man, this has looked a lot different back in the day. There used to be twinkle frogs over here. Now it's the outlaw and viney shafts up here did not exist at all. This is just nothing up here. So this was created around the time of Cato Thorn to become a mine for the gold that popped up and destroyed half the area. It became a pretty good gold mine, but has in the recent past kind of, I think, closed down because Cato's relatively dead, I believe. But it is now a place for dominance for the Thorn Lady and her people. Hey, this is thorns you can ride on. See, these vines are from last season too. You can ride on these. The spider web. It caught some of the U-bots and treasure chests. That's funny. If I go further north, there used to be a Whiffy Wharf up here. Let's see what we got going now. We have, that's the area I just came from. We have a bridge down here. We've already been to that bridge. We have an OXR checkpoint. We have some of the original housing. Doesn't look like this place has been touched too much by the passing of the past season. We have a standoff ring, all relatively normal. And then we get over here and it stops being normal. This is the entrance here. You can see the vines show that her dominance shows up in this area. It's not too strong. So this is a camp. So this house is very reminiscent to the cabin in the second, third map. First map? I don't remember which map. Map where we fight Wolverine. It's a little different on the outside, but it looks very reminiscent of it. You also have some other cabins off the swampy area. Where's it at? Where's the cabin? See, cabin here. Appears to be a store. I know there are little cabins somewhere around here. I saw them. Cabin. This is a sort of a recreation of both. Oh, here they are, three cabins. This is sort of a recreation of several different places. The second-ish maps cabin area, the cabin area that belonged in Excuse me, I'm thirsty. Cabin area that belonged in the third map. These guys kind of like it. And Camp Crystal Lake. I say Camp Crystal Lake because this is a swamp now. And this is the home to Jason Voorhees. While he can show up in the map elsewhere, this is his main area. Also, look, another phone booth. Do you like scary movies? But we do have some Thorn dominance over here, of course. Shows her influence over here. This used to be Whiffy Wharf. It was just a area over in this area over here. Right here used to be a place where you could originally um, it was like a wharf area for sushi. It was a big long pier. There was some tentacle stuff going on it, but they looked like tentacles to be eaten. That said, after that, this became the resistance base. So right about here is where the resistance base was. It is no longer here. Either if this place was created by the islanders to become a campground, then they completely tore up the resistance base to do so. If this was rifted in, then that doesn't matter. Uh, there's a bunch of places to go. Let's go ahead and go down here. Here we have, I don't know, just like a little farm area. Oh, yes, it's the rice fields. OG area that's still around. Some OG stuff, more OG stuff. Um, what we have. Uh, ooh, excuse me. You tell I'm drinking carbonated shit. Some remnants to the first season down here. Here we go. So if you go over here, we have an OXR spot right next to what is supposed to be Supernova Academy, I believe. We also have Twin Peaks, which we did show you. Twin Peaks has been completely taken over. It was one of the first spots to start getting taken over. Completely drained of all water. Down here, we actually see some of the bug areas. We'll look at that in a minute. Um, Twin Peaks didn't really have much over here before. It was just kind of a swampy area. I don't even know if Twin Peaks is over here because what was used to be over here was that one raised area. It was more over to the top left of where I am now. Twin Peaks may have been here forever, but I know it's been here for a while. Um, Twin Peaks is now fully overgrown by vines, dead trees, pumpkins, and whatnot. The usual shit. Over here is Supernova Academy. Now, Supernova Academy in the very beginning used to be flooded frogs. For the long time, it was flooded frogs. It was a kind of a springs area with frog designs, and then it drained and broke, and then it became something else. I can't remember what his next name was. Then they completely removed flooded frogs, like from the map. I'm going to assume the Islanders did it and created a city known as Supernova Academy. It is a place for academic studies of the superheroes during the superhero season. Am I looking at it here? Oh, that is cool. Nothing really here. So we've already been over to. Oh yeah, there's one spot over here I want to check. Over here and check out some spots up here. Some OG buildings. I don't know about this place. I really went here. We have some sailboats out here. Little camping area. Rick, I have no idea. It's looking. Telescopes usually mean something. I don't know if I see anything over there. Hmm. We have some OXR equipment here. A bridge, some pines. I'm supposed to be south here. This is the training area. It really hasn't changed too much. I want to say, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been there in the beginning. The island, go down here ish is the turd bird. The thermal power plant, thermal water power plant. I'm not sure what it is. Providing electricity. Originally, it was bigger and looked different. Like this was not here. There was a few more buildings, but then when the bug place came in, it destroyed most of it. And when they rebuilt, they only rebuilt a little bit of it up. They kept this as a containment area, I guess. This is a jewelry store. Back during the thieving section, you were able to break into these places and steal it. Now it's kind of empty. Nova Academy. What's this? What is that? We'll head over to Memory Hills. Now, Memory Hills is sort of Harmony Hills. Sorry, is a OXR place, but it's been overrun a little bit by pumpkin patches. Though there are no thorns, you can see a containment facility down here. If we go over here, we have the OXR headquarters, which is a giant OXR device. There's decorations, but I don't see any reason to think it's being taken over by the cult of thorns. I mean, what? Wrong place. If we go back this way, you can see more slurp. Slurp is being left over in the wake of the monsters coming through. So this down here, I forgot to do this. This is another hive area. It's become Bugwater Beach. It's more or less just now a resort area. Here's where the turd bird's being put back. So here's one of her other main areas. This used to be. Oh, I guess that's the pump power up there. Supernova Caddy used to also be Magic Mosses. It takes over a large spot up there. The Magic Mosses also went to where about Harmony Hills is. Harmony Hills OXR take over a place where Brutal Boxcars used to be. Brutal Boxcars is still technically kind of there, but it's no longer considered really. No, it's not really there at all. Um, yeah, Harmony Hills is pretty much right where it used to be. It says Brutal Boxcars right there. So where we're heading is called Gordy Gates. It used to be Fluxy Floodgates, but of course the Thorn Cold has taken it over. Both the wolves are bleeding smoke from their nostrils. Also vines and pumpkins down below. Not much showing on up top, other than on top of the dogs. If we come over here, here's the second prism. This is the one that led to Daft Punk stuff. Can I go in it? There's a lot more chests over here. I thought there used to be. Weird. Go this way. This is Ranger's Heist. So this is that one again. You see some of the glowing pumpkins down here, the patches growing down here. Anything they did that. That was pretty much it then for this, wasn't it? Yeah, we pretty much looked over it. So all in all, I'd give the map a good, especially with all the changes and stuff that's been going on. Yeah, I'd give it a good what do I want to say. I'd give it a good 9.59. It is a good map. Let's see if I can get it to pop up on here. Whoops. Forgot I was on a short leash there. Pop my phone off its cord. Still work, still work. Hope so, because that's my PlayStation 5 headset USB cord. Go to collections. Is still hit me on that one map? No, good. Okay, so we will now go through the map a little here. So that is what I went through here right now. And we'll go through here again. Let me get this out of the way. Is so in chapter 1 says season 1. Over here used to be where the demons place was. It was called Demon's Dojo, and it honestly was just like one of the Asian places. Nothing really too important here. I can tell you that this place over here still existed, so that's there. Up here was relatively nothing. Everything else pretty much stayed the same. The Lake Codera Lake may have changed shape a little, but I think that might just be me misreading them building up over here. The river that goes over here has changed shape in the past few months. It didn't used to look like that. Um, and pumped power, of course, was a lot bigger. This bird turd used to be up here, but this did not. If we go south, of course, the Shining Span. Of course, this area used to be up here. This is just a bridge. This used to be Seaport City, or it was Utopia City. Down here, the Kappa factory right here did not exist. This area all existed. Right here, where there's Freaky Fields, was nothing. Full Heights was right about here. Um, and then right about here is Mass Meadows. Right about here. Let's see, Floodgate. What's here and here? This has been completely changed. This was Shogun Solitude, same it is now. Canyon Crossing the same. North of Canyon Crossing used to be. Oh, this is the mountain that was the dog. Turned into a dog, yes. Then in front of that, Warrior's Watch is where Ranger's Run used to be, almost exactly. This has apparently been here the entire time. Don't ask me, I never freaking noticed. Up north of here, we had nothing. This used to be night shift force here. It's a large area, and this used to be here too. Now night shift force is nothing, and outlaw oasis exists over here. Up here used to be Twinkle Terrace that doesn't exist anymore, completely torn down. And Viney Shafts did not used to be up here. There used to be a Lost Lake up here, and then a bunch of swamp. Those don't really exist anymore. Well, actually, just the bump. Lost Lake would have been right here. It's maybe moved into Water Beach. This building is heard used to be here, but this did not. This stuff is pretty much untouched. PP Camps, of course, is new. Originally, this was a wharf, which we noticed. Blooded Frogs used to be here-ish. I was wrong on the area of fluttered frogs. This was fluttered frogs, right? About here. I'll say it's an OXR place now. Then down here was magic moss. Base, Harmony Hills. Used to be brutal boss cars. Pretty much it. So in season 2, if we go around everywhere, Hopeful Heights and Marsh Meadows and Cattle Factory were the same. Seaport City was the same. Shining Span was there for a while, but I believe it got broken. Demon's Dojo, Pumped Power, Magic Muscles, Brutal Valscar. That was the same. Getting across this slow didn't do anything. What it did do is this area up here became kind of a criminal syndicate place. It took over what used to be over here. We used to have Outlaw Oasis came in the second one. Used to be called Shiny Shafts. And then Crime City used to be over here where Ranger Druid is now. So Crime City was mowed down, even though it was a full city to take place for a Rangers run. And then top right, this area, it used to be a massive. It was about right here. It used to be a massive like mansion for the wolf and his stuff over there. And then if we go to that Perceive 3 map, that's going to remove the dojo over here, put up a camp over here, and created the first order base. Utopia City was created. Up the top of that tree there. Outpost Enclave right here was where Tatooine, known as the Outpost Enclave, was kept, and that's been completely removed like that. This was Demon's Domain. These Demon categories. The Rebel Resistance up here. That's pretty much it for this map. Now, there are at least one other map I want to do. See if I can find the bullets. This is Blitz. Blitz Royale is a area that smaller map and you go faster. Smaller time limit. And I don't know if you did like respawn. We have played it in a while, so I'm not sure. Okay. By the way, there's an error in the main game. Jason is supposed to drop a Jason thing, but he doesn't. I like the little wipe. The little wipe that Ghostface does, by the way, is reminiscent to the wipe he does in the movie. And the guy who plays the original Ghostface does it as Wow, wait, season 4? I mean, map 4? Yeah, so this is like a small map 4. There's Mega City. There's the castle. There's the village. There's the 7 snowy place. And factory? Okay, I don't honestly remember how this mode plays out now. There may be a rebirth. Why'd she have 3 different of the same type of gun on her? There is a... What is with the massive rifts in the sky? I am busy. Got mythics. Oh, ghoulies, I don't know what they do, but they're pretty. Aw. Boo. Ghostface killed by Ghostface. Okay, return to the lobby so we can do this map and I can go to bed here in a minute. Yeah, I can't do much on this map as far as comparing it to the old map because I don't know what the other Blitzfeld maps was. They're just like extra islands, mini islands made out of older islands. So, like if you took the old islands and condensed them together, that's what these islands are. Okay, this did not load, right? Let's see what happens if I go to a different person. Okay, so something's wrong here. Let's exit. Fortnite, are you dying on me here? Let's see, let's load this time. Hmm. Oh, okay, so that's a little weird. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna drop in Blitz one more time. Talk about well, we already talked about what we saw, so let's just look up the map and see if it shows the map here. Does this have a thing? Weird. Hmm. Hmm. There is a lot wrong with this stupid thing right now. See that? Fortnite, why are you broken? So I really can't get into the map. But we'll look at the Blitz map right now. You won't be able to see it, but I will. It's uh, there we go. It's called Mega. Well, well, shoot, it's not showing up on there either. We'll just get back and play Blitz over time. There's a lot of rifts in the sky, which would indicate some kind of issue. So what we have here is we have Slap Factory. This is the 7th Strudel Bastion. Anvil Part. This was Oathbound Citadel. Aspect of Speed. And Mega City. So Mega City is where Rick, I'm in the storm. So this is the Citadel we're passing up here. That is where the leader of IO is originally from before he was immortal, the Undying Oathkeeper. Damn. Can't believe I missed him with that first shotgun shot. Boo. Let's see if the replay works this time. If not, we'll give up. But it's mostly Chapter 4. Chapter 4 was a season after the original island, or the second island, whichever one I count that as. You don't want to see how the hostages get made for hosts. Or the sausages people. Oh, honestly gross. But hilarious. Frick. Oh, we're gonna go to career. Let's see if we can play this. But after the chapter 3, gosh darn it, it's broken. Yeah, so we can't replay this mode at all. Fortnite shit is broken. It's amazing. Anyway, after chapter 3's destruction of the island, either the second or original island, depending on how you want to look at it, chapter 4 had us recreate the island. It was a formation of different areas and different realities. It included the castle, which is where the original IO leader was originally from. It still had a copy of him or him from the past in it. He was the undying leader. It had the Seven Snowy original location, or at least some of their ancestors' location. I'm not entirely sure. It had some medieval themes in it. It had some modern themes in it. It changed over time. At the very end of the seasons, it had the Great Collapse and the vampire came in, stuff like that. Something new in the past. We will go ahead and go check OG as well, just for the heck of it. Cool. Excuse me. Burping. Oh, we should also check out Reload. Hold on, let's check out Reload, shall we? Reload is technically another OG version. Nightmare Island. You were able to play the replay on this one? It's got its own. It's got its own little loadout area. That's cool. Big knife beats rock. So I see. This is interesting. So we have terror turrets, which looks like a Citadel version. We have haunted hamlet, strange estate. Oh, I really hope we can do the third. I think this looks bigger than the other map. Not the main map, but bigger than that. We have some haunted estates over here. Creepy cabins. Oh, so this is the mode where you can rebirth. Is it singles or am I just doomed? Was this shotgun only? Is that Omen? Oh, it's like Oracle or some shit. Ooh. What? It's the spirits of the dead are in here, apparently. There's some chapter 4 locations in here. I think it's just supposed to be all haunted locations, honestly. Very cool. I like the haunted vibes. Haunted hills in here? Somewhere? We don't know. We'll check when we come back to check the map, if it lets me check the map. This is all new to me. I like the spooky noises. Oh gosh. Oh, I want one of those. Holy crap. Little store over here. Oh, I have a XP thing over here. I don't really care about what's in it. I just want this XP. Assist. I'm gonna assist. Got me. Oh, I survived the reboot timer. Oh, shit. Okay. Whatever. Die the moment I land. Okay. Do you think we might be able to watch the replay on that one? You think it's just as broken as everything else on Fortnite? Well, it's broken on Fortnite. Trying to replay the Blitz mode. The locker, if you have too many people in the locker, you can't randomize them, or it freaks out and doesn't actually randomize at all. It looked like it were randomizing on the screen, but it just play the one skin you originally selected. That's it. Now you can see up his skirt. Okay, so let's see. Get in faster for that. Go north. Show where my drone is. Okay. It also doesn't show the actual map with names on here. That's nice. Uh, Interesting. So this is. Let's see if I can find the map name on here. Reload. Reload. Night Island. This is the Reload Nightmare Island map. So the first place I am is called Terror Turrets. Now, Terror Turrets looks a lot like what's his name's castle from season 4, but it's also different. You walk up here, you have these looking Grecian, almost looking, um, I don't know, torch things. Here you have this place is prepared for war. These pokey things was to make it harder for other people to push forward in groups because they stab themselves on it. Honestly, they suck in certain games to play in. Oh no, this is not his place at all. This is way different. Some of the area around here has the Green River Styx fog in it, but it's not the River Styx, but it does give you the Soul's power. This basically looks like his castle, but again, it's different. This here gives you the vibe of Doom's Castle almost. There's some extra spaces over here. Very cool. This is all very spooky and medieval. So if we go down south, we have what's known as Gravy Gates, which I'm assuming is this. Gravy Gates? Gravy Gates? It appears to be like a mixture of Haunted Hills. Got some Haunted Hills from chapter 1 in it. Um, the church, everybody remembers the church. So yeah, this is basically Haunted Hills. It's a little different, but it's a lot the same. So we go south from Haunted Hills, end up in Leech Lake. So let's go across this bridge. There's a little medieval house over here. Um, the roads become very modern right here. Not sure what the heck this is. But over here should be Leech Lake. Assuming this is a Leech Lake. There's a spooky looking house here. This is Leech Lake. It's just a small lake. Actually, fairly large lake. And a little cabin mansion looking thing. For a while, that was a ghost. Keep on south of Leech Lake, actually. There is something over here to the right that is not in this. Oh, it's a motel. It's a different motel. This looks like a motel from, oh, which chapter was that? It's with the weather. Chapter 3 have the tornadoes. I want to say it was chapter 3. It could be chapter 2. But it looks like one we've been in before. You know what? That was chapter 3. This place was evacuated the um by the people who were evacuating during the takeover of the Rome. That said, I'm sure the motel is supposed to be referenced to like Bates Motel and shit like that. Halloween decorations everywhere, which is nice. The motel isn't actually on the map. South of Leechy Lake, we have Pumpkin or Punishment Patch. This is sort of a Fatal Fields like area, but it is pumpkin out the wazoo. You would have some of the thorns glowing blue pumpkins. So it looks like it's mostly just regular pumpkins that indicate some of her influence might be over here. Typical barn. Universally special in the house. That's a good placement of that actually kind of spooky. If we go south, the more we hit retail ruin. Ooh, that's a glow we can see across the map. Cool. So this is a retail ruin. It's an apocalyptic retail city area. You can see that these streets have been destroyed. There's unfinished buildings and buildings look like they're abandoned. Mostly unfinished buildings by the looks of it. Looks like they meant to build like a retail row actually and never finished it, never got around to finishing it. Who knows? Um, well, retail ruin is the end over here. Nothing really. Oh, there's a windmill over here. There's something over here. What's this? Launch pad around a stone. Then there's a little pier right there. A windmill over here. This is from a build from chapter 4. It is quite different actually. So no, it's not. Just like the build from chapter 4. Gas station. And we go east, we'll end up in spooky suburbs eventually. So here. This is the spooky suburbs. It's a oh god. This area looks a lot like the city from chapter 4. But it's so different. So yeah, a mixture of different cities, different buildings, all kind of decorated up for Halloween. Uh, this looks like the lighthouse from chapter 2, chapter 3, and the house is different. Here we have some retail areas that are built up, including a Nom's vat, Der Sushi instead of Der Burger, in Pinch. Ooh, it's a Halloween store, yay. Face Shot 6. you. What is this? Eight an arcade. So if we go north, we'll end up in Revenge Reels. So north is this way. Uh, Revenge Reels right here. Ooh, this might be the nicest. It's playing freaking horror movies. That's cool. And this might be the nicest reel spot we ever had. Look at all nice it is. Not all broken. There's a little Halloween path right there. That's cute. We have a store, arcade, and pig and pinch right here. And the usual places. I saw something over here. We have a unmarked on the map haunted mansion of some kind. The way this is roped off reminds me of Silent Hill. This is where the hanging corpse silhouette came out of. That is a coffin. Barred off library books. Oh, barred off random shit. Hell was that? Hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I heard four things that sounded through my earphones like it could have been someone hammering on something. It could have been gunshots. I couldn't tell. I all my cats seem pretty chill. Nothing to disturb them. But I also have a count of all my cats, so it wasn't. I can see all four cats, Mellow and Squeaky, are on cat tree number two, the green cat tree. Cheese on the older cat tree in his favorite spot. My cat's over here on the couch. And Star's over in her box. Star, that box looks like it's about to fell under you. So I don't know what I just heard. It could have been fireworks, but it's too late for Cyril to be launching their fireworks. It could have been someone knocking, which is creepy because then it has to be somewhat near me for that to happen. Now, hold on. It hurts. correctly? I'll fix that later. It could have been, of course, gunshots. I don't know. Now I turned on the back light just in case it was raccoons, and Mellow's looking for bugs. Ow. I must have pulled on my right earring or something. That hurts quite a bit. Oh well, we're almost done here. Anyway, cool little mention. So if I go north here, it says I'll end up in. And so we already have Ravinder Rills. We can go check out Haunted Hamlet here. Oh, speed, please. So this is Haunted Hamlet. There's another little cabin area and whatnot. But where'd it go? This is Haunted Hamlet. This looks a little like the area from the Magneto place. Of course, it's all haunted and spooky like. Very Victorian. Gives me kind of a feel of the village or a feel of Bloodborne. There we go. Big old campfire in the middle. I think that's from another season that looks more glowy than normal. So, oh, what happened to my phone? Phone? If we go top right, northeast, we end up in Creepy Cabins. There we are, Creepy Cabins. This is a Creepy Cabins place. Very cool. Nice. Look how spread out it is. Creepy Cabins, of course, is playing off the idea of Creepy Cabins in the Wood, mostly from Friday the 13th, which helps that they're on the lake over here. Apparently, if you go in these things, by the way, they're teleporters. And this could be Omen. It kind of looks like Omen. It could also be other people. And what is this? Oh, that's this thing you already saw. Go further north, Creepy Cabins. There is something just to the top. That's right here, actually. This appears to be something like a park, a spooky park, aka a spark. And oh, hello, what the hell? Catacombs. And what have I got myself into? Chest, other chest, graves. Definitely a catacomb like vibe. So north of that, we'll end up at this lake over here, and there's some more glowy green stuff and the estranged estates. There's this other lake. There's somewhere with the spirit water. I call it spirit water. Just cabin stuff. I think that's where I hopped in that one time. Strange estates was just north of the haunted hamlet. There it is, estranged estates. Pickle Mansion. The mansion looks very similar to the build they had in chapter 5's beginning. The intro inside is a little different. So somewhat similar. Yeah, this layout looks pretty familiar. And not as big as some of them were. Some of them belong to one of the leads. That's pretty much it on this island. Other than some tiny little things, most likely this is it. The heck is this? So this is the Nightmare Island, and I'm absolutely loving it. It is a horror theme or Halloween theme island. It would not be a bad thing for them to theme the Blitz Island at all times. Just create a new island every time there's something themey going on. That's pretty freaking cool. I like it. Taking different elements from different sections of the games and creating their own things with it. So that's pretty much it. We are just going to hop into chapter OG just to see what's going on. And then we'll call it a night. We won't do a whole map thing in OG because it's nothing we have. There's the Pumpkin Knight. This is the guy I believe belonged to Thorn's lady and invaded the island in chapter 5 for her. Just check to see that was everything I wanted to do there. Okay, let's see what here and then we'll call it a night, shall we? Part 2, this will be over. And that will be all of our streams, aside from if I'm able to attend the finale. When we'll attend the finale, I will get on like an hour early and we'll go into the finale. If I'm unable to attend the finale at the end of October, no big deal. We'll see how it goes. Mm. Okay, taking a minute to get into the OG. Here we go. Kevin's lighting up another one up there. Again, so the right crew turned into Kevin. We're assuming the last reality ship below the lake corrupted it, but there's a lot of red popping up. I wonder how much red is it, how much the place would take it over. I see 1, 2, not active. Only 2 active right now. He's working on his third. Looks like he only has 2 active currently. Gotta hang out with Kevin for our last few minutes. Yes. Yes. He's so purple, he's not turning. Someone noticed that these red shifts are happening everywhere it visits, so. Anyway, red shifts are showing up around where Kevin visits or Redvin visits, whoever it is. May indicate that the red part of the cube is still in there trying to come out, trying to fight the corruption of the purple. I need all of this. My goodness, I didn't mean to come in here and dominate. Do you think here was an opportunity to heal me? Any items on you? I don't care about. Oh, I might take back more than this. Somebody shoot people with this, I think. I just need to shoot someone from far away with this. Got hit from behind. Silly assembly rocket launcher. Okay, that will be it for the evening. We're not going to go through a map review with that one. We all know OG. I went with the map review earlier. Still not much change on that. So that will be it of our stream. When we're coming to the overarching, yes, what we call story of Fortnite. Chapter one was Fortnite coming in, Jonesy coming in, figuring out the loop, the 0 point, IO coming in to contain it, the people figuring out where they are. Towards the end, middle, we had what's going on OG right now, where Kevin came in, a probe from the last reality, started exposing things. IO came in, started exposing more things. Monster came in, exposed the 0 point. 0 point broke, reality started shattering. We reset the 0 point. It became Chapter 2, Island 2, or Island 1, depending how you look at it. In Chapter 2, we came in. There was a war between Alter and Ego, all manhandled by Alter Ego and then Ghost and Shadow, same groups technically, all manhandled by Midas. Up until he was able to get to the 0 point where he used it to try and break the loop. Said it worked. Don't know exactly what that did for him, because either he was eaten by a shark and or ended up in Hades somehow. Um, assumed that was my roommate's TV. Thought it sounded like he boat horn. Um, then that Went back down, didn't quite work. Um, Eater of Worlds came by, broke the 0 point. We sent him away. 0 point was sealed by the seven, one of the seven, the leader, um, and sent back down. Last Reality finally showed up, started an invasion with UFO ships. It was looking for the 0 point. We destroyed the UFO ships, unleashed cubes on the island. The cubes kind of took over the island. We flipped the island back to what appeared to be a centuries later Chapter 1 map, destroying the cubes and the queen, likely since they're all allergic to water. They can explode on contact with water. Um, then we ended up in the Chapter 3 map, which was either the original or the second island's flip side. Um, that was very similar to the original. And there wasn't too big of a story from what I remember what happened exactly in Chapter 3. Sorry. There was some talk about alternate ego again, especially of the Chaos Agent and Midas. And I don't remember much from Chapter 3. Oh, well, Chapter 3 was War. That's right. Partial way through Chapter 3, IO came through the island. The Chapter 3 was Chapter 1's map, almost exactly the same, with a lot of difference to it, too, where it was controlled by the Seven. We had the Seven on our side. IO came through and started a war with the Seven. The Seven and IO went to war. The Seven wanted to release the 0 point so it could float naturally as it wanted to. The Seven, of course, IO wanted it contained for themselves. And the Seven end up winning and freeing the 0 point. 0 point's pretty much just floating in water at that point. And it seems happy. It's creating life and it's creating a new island, like a tree, the tree. But then the last reality gets is Sigdalian and sends a chrome power wielding luminary after it, known as the Harbinger. No, that's not right. Forgot her name, but um, they come on and they start a chrome invasion. The chrome infection is too much for the island. Ends up taking over the entire island. At some point, the island detonates. It's not entirely clear if the island detonated because of the chrome, if IO detonated the island, if the Seven's backup plan detonated the island, or what happened. Most of the Seven are destroyed. The Seven are chromed except for the Palladium and maybe the Rock. The Rock we don't know. Palladium got away. And after that, Palladium gives up her life to create the fourth island. The fourth island comes on. It's an island full of loose string um, stories. Most of the stories here don't matter. There's the story is there's Io's leader, but in his past form, and he is trying to create a bridge to the other world, sort of like his platform maybe did. There's other people manipulating it. We have a Seven's AI with us who's trying to find the Seven, manipulating us into manipulating them into changing bridge features so that she can be sent to go find the Seven. She finds the Seven, finds out they've been corrupted, and that's the last we hear of the Seven or her. Maybe the Seven gone. That's it. That's the end of their story. That's a loose thread that still hasn't even slightly been poked. And then we get this is chapter 4. So we get some other things that happen. The collapse ends up happening. I remember that. After the collapse, they do some research in the collapse. They find out that Sloane's been stuck down in where the collapse was for unknown amount of years, possibly, and is released. And she's no longer IO evil because IO doesn't exist. What are you looking at, Squeaky? Being freaky. Don't be freaky, Squeaky. But where are we at? I got Squeaky. You distracted the shit out of me. Littles, you're cute. Squeaky, what the fuck are you looking at? Stop it! You're spooking me. Well, our cat seems to be worried about what's over there, but you. Milla's looking at me with tilted Mike Myers head. Anyway, we just Ghostface tunes here. Anyway, um, the collapse happens. We get this transmission from alien race known as Transformers or Autobots. That's something that's come to the island, or at least an island, several times. I think it's supposed to be the original island. We find out these creatures that lived on this island before, and it seems to be related to the original island, but we're not positive. It's coming back, and it's dangerous. The thing that comes is a time traveling vampire and his goon squad. And he seems to be traveling through time, picking up items, some of them familiar, some of them not, like Midas's hand, and collecting them. That's all he does is collect them. It seems to be his thing, is just collecting items. He's not spreading vampirism. He's collecting items. That's it. Some reason, it's never fully explained. He is such a great danger that the thief group we are now part of steals his time machine and then goes back into the past of chapter one and fucks with time. Again, we have to fuck with time to stop. Say Kato Thorne, that's not his name. The vampire guy, um, from doing whatever evil he's doing, which we were never fully explained on. In fact, it's such a bad chapter that we don't do the heist ourselves. It's done off screen, off game, and we don't really get to see much of the travel into the past or anything like that either. There's no events in chapter four. Basically, it's really bad. Um, so then we have OG one or OG original OG, or if you want to call it remix one. What happens is we go back to the past, and Jonesy starts fucking with time. We're technically in or around season 3 or 4, but Jonesy is bringing things out of time and looping things out of order. He brings up the cube way early. He brings up the 0 point for the 0 point and cube to exist together for some reason. Um, and then he fast forwards to the creation of the rocket, second rocket, our first rocket, then ties the time machine to the rocket, runs the glitching time machine into the 0 point. I don't honestly know what happened to Kevin, and creates a big bang, which creates the fourth, fifth island. I do believe that's right. That's where we're at now. No, that's not where we're at. That creates that creates the fifth island. Am I mistaken? Press six. Fifth island. I did forget that in the middle of the fourth island we had a whole gang war with Megan and whatnot. It was such a it's probably the most complete story we had there. But then it didn't complete because at the very end we found out that 3 people in the gang wars were in touch with the last reality, and that went nowhere. Again, another loose thread. Evie's the most closest thing we have to some kind of completion story on there, if she's still with us. You heard what I said. Don't give me that look, Bella. She's like, are you looking outside or are you looking at me? I can't tell because you're so dark. You were looking at me, okay? Smile, I can't see you. Then in chapter 5, we end up in like a Grecian island area, or looks like Greece. At first, we are dealing with mobs again, a group of wealthy people who own the island. And then once we overthrow them alongside Hope, who is our new uh, companion, um, we have other things to start happening. We end up getting wind of an incoming tomb of some sorts when the Grecian gods come in. Oh, that's right. So Hope's sister opens up, or actually, technically, Hope's sister digs up Pandora's box. The Islanders open up Pandora's box because we can't help ourselves. The entire Greece pantheon comes down here and because starts a war. It's an anti-human war started by Zeus. So it's the Islanders and some of the gods that side with humans versus Zeus and the gods that don't side with humans, and create like a inter civil war of some kind. We end up finding a way to eliminate Zeus's mortality, and off. That's right, we literally kill Zeus. Um, After that, Zeus's last strike is to release the last parts of Pandora's box, and which creates a sandstorm from another island, which brings over this giant shark dude, Megalodon. It's actually not a shark dude. Some people believe that he was Io's second in Sloane's second command, all hopped up on this drug called nitrous. This guy's obsessed with nitrous. Starts looking for nitrous on the island, in to power his ship and power his own body. And his idea is that once his ship's powered, he's going to destroy the island. Why? Because he wants to. It creates this whole Mad Max scenario with vehicles and whatnot. Oop, the controller's low. That's okay. In the Mad Max scenario's ending, though, we end up having Doom stop him and blow him up. Doom then takes Pandora's box and starts crafting armor that he can wield that power with it. Um, he ends up successful. He ends up also talking to with Marvel's version of the demons. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, which is kind of a loose thread because nothing really comes from that. But he also brings over Magneto and a few others. And Doom ends up becoming this giant boss we fight and destroy. That ends that. Um, what is the fourth season of chapter 3, 4, 5 about? Jesus, I'm trying to remember what chapter 5 is. That was Doom. Doom is chapter 4. Then what was chapter 3? Okay, so Doom was it. How did chapter Right, chapter 5 had a dumb ending. So after Dune, we're celebrating with a musical, but the musical becomes interdimensional. It mixes both the real dimension here, the Fortnite's dimension ends up being this interdimensional spirit realm shit, and we end up leaving chapters 4 Island. So chapter 5's Island. So chapter 4 Island was left unceremoniously, and it may still exist in another world. Chapter 5 Island was just left. And we end up going through like a rift into Chapter 6 Island. Chapter 6 Island, of course, we've already spoke about, but just to go over it, hit it with a 0 point shard that came out of absolutely nowhere. Turned on demon portals. Demon War happened in the first season. In the second season, we have a Thief War as the demons go to rest. Thieves to Gate of Thorn. Gate of Thorn ends up working with Diego, unlocks the way into the demon realm. Chapter 3, we have Star Wars. No, sorry, we have a mini Star Wars event. Wait, season 3, we have a mini Star Wars event. Season 3 is a mini Star Wars event. We end up fighting the Empire and time crash of all Star Wars, defeating the Emperor and destroying the Death Star. Chapter that's right. Chapter 6, season 3 is all about superheroes and fighting more demonic creatures and the spires. And then we have chapter 6, season 4, which is all first about the bugs, which we eradicate, then about the demons, the demon hunters, and now about this thorn lady who's come over to mess with us. Also introducing a bunch of horror icons as we do during Halloween. Um, Gotta say, I like chapter 6 more than I like chapter 5. And so far, the worst chapter, as far as storyline goes, is still 4, just because the incomplete threads. Now, we still have a lot of incomplete threads here, including this chapter. For example, where's the 0 point? Are we going to care about the Zero Shard being in the demons realm, because we seem to have forgotten that existed. The demons have been pushed back, the bugs are dead, but they still have the zero point shard. Or we just allow them to keep it. Where are the seven? Someone tell me where the seven are. No, really, where are the seven? What's going on here? There's so many threads just that they could tie together and make into new stories. They make new stories without bringing the old threads into the new stories, and then they just leave those alone. Guys, finish up the threads that you have untied before you make a new one. At least do a through few. It doesn't hurt. Um, no idea what's set up for next season. I would like to see. I don't know what I'd like to see. Would y'all like to see themed islands, maybe? Let's say themed chapters. We had a chapter. This chapter was themed on demons. What if we had a chapter themed around RPG? Not RPG elements, but the entire thing is just an ode to RPG. We give odes to Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire, Secret of Evermore, Secret of Mana. Insert your favorite RPG here. We could do Oblivion. We could do Zelda. That would take Nintendo getting his head out of its ass, so I don't know if that's possible. We could do Outer Worlds, Mass Effect, anything you think counts as an RPG. We can do Dragon Quest, and yeah, there's a lot of options there. I technically just want them to. I had this kind of a dream where they had this big Final Fantasy Square Enix crossover event, and what happens at the end is Lavos comes out to fight, and it's just his music while we're fighting him. I thought that would be cool. Not that I'm anybody important in Fortnite's world, that will ever happen. But I thought that would be a really cool thing to have. And you could have Sephiroth the Cloud, Tifa. Yes, you could have. Oh, he has a gun for arm. I'm not sure he'd work. Vincent, Sid, Squall, um, Noah, Zell, all dozens of Final Fantasy characters to sell. Um, you have Chrono, Luca, everybody from Chrono Cross. You could have the dozens of people from Dragon Quests, so on and so on. That's just my idea. No idea what our next theme is. I know this is the end of this chapter. Be interested to see what they come up with next, what they do with the island. This island was very pretty. I will say that. Lots of good heals and good builds, and all the changes didn't ruin it. Changes kind of accentuated it. I like the wolf statue. I like that it's now barfing up blood. Anyway, I am going to go to bed. You guys should be in bed too. A lot of you will be watching this afterwards. Peace out, guys.